Constitution of Ukraine protects freedom of religion to foster the creation of a tolerant society, respecting the freedom of conscience and wisdom. Historically, Islam has been an integral part of Ukrainian society, and Muslim communities, especially the Crimea Tatar Muslim community, hold worthy positions among other religious tendencies. The President of Ukraine set up a working group for Crimean Tatars affairs in order to provide additional support and protection to the Ukraine's ethnic minority. Thus, Muslims in Ukraine enjoy a high level of religious freedom. According to various reports, the average number of Muslims in Ukraine varies from 400,000 up to 2 million. There are numerous Islamic organizations and religious platforms in Ukraine which develop and promote Muslim historical and cultural traditions. Renowned experts, alongside with volunteers, offer various seminars, open lectures, even festivals, to help followers of Islam fully enjoy an active spiritual life. And that actually contributes to the fact that ethnic Ukrainians actively gain the knowledge of Islam and dispel myths and stereotypical opinions so often attributed to this religion. There is a big Muslim community in Ukraine, and of course Ukrainian Muslims celebrate Eid al-Fitr, the end of fasting and of the holy months of Ramadan. It's one of Muslim holidays observed by the Muslims community in the world and celebrated with great glory. And we know, of course, that Eid al-Fitr is the highlight of the whole months of fasting, the time for rejoining families over the festive tables. It's the time of charity and great spiritual uplifting.
Let us explore Ramadan in Ukraine. The atmosphere of the blessed month of Ramadan enters before it begins in Ukraine, where a large Ramadan tents are already erected and special lights are hung in the country yard of the Islamic Center in the capital Kiev, which is one of the most famous Islamic landmarks in Ukraine. The atmosphere of Ramadan also begins with the set of charitable and relief campaigns that precede Ramadan by days and benefit dozens of families, such as campaigns for distributing Ramadan food parcels. As for the weather, at the forefront, it is reflected in the group breakfast programs that thousands attend daily. The Muslims of Ukraine are keen to perform the prayers in the congregation. Before the time for the afternoon prayers begins, the crowds of Muslims in the capital begin to arrive successfully to the Islamic Culture Center in Kiev to pray and then to sit in the recitation session or learn the language and intonation for non-Arabic speakers, then to attend the daily religious cultural lessons, which precede breakfast time.
Collective iftars and Tarawih prayers make our Ramadan special in Ukraine. Even my sisters that are living now in Muslim countries, they miss this atmosphere that they had in our mosques, and praying and fasting and breaking fast with friends, with sisters in Islam. It's really valuable moments for us. People more gather in mosques, and especially women and kids also like to gather in mosques in Ramadan. In our mosques are public iftars in Ramadan daily, and they are open for everybody, for homeless or for poor people or for even non-Muslims. Usually in Ramadan, the main activities are collective iftars, Tarawih prayers, lectures for men and women, also kids classes, and open lectures for non-Muslims or other guests that visit our mosques in Ramadan. Speaking about donations, people make donations especially for iftars and products baskets for poor or ill people, and sadaqat al-fitr or even zakat al-fitr they give in Ramadan.
One of the most famous classic dishes in Ukraine, baska bread. Baska bread is the best of all, and it is bread which you can find in every market and supermarket during the holidays and weekends. Borscht soup. Borscht soup is a hot soup made from red beetroots, and it is a favorite among meat eaters and vegetarians, as it is made from beets with delicious flavor, sourced from sour cream and served with garlic cake. And Ukrainians love to eat borscht during holidays. Sarma. Halobzi or sarma dish is a meal that is prepared from cabbage leaves and sometimes grape leaves, and it is filled with different fillings, maybe rice with boiled meats, mushrooms, carrots, and rice may be substituted with other types of grains.
In Ukraine is a special atmosphere, and to feel like at home, I can recommend to get acquainted with Imam and activists and volunteers in mosques, to speak with different people, to know brothers in Ukraine, and to have new relationships between Muslims, between Ukrainian Muslims. Mostly Muslims pray Tarawih, try to pray Tarawih prayers in mosques, stay for itikaf, read Quran more, and give sadaqah in these days, in the last 10 days. People give more sadaqah, especially in the last 10 days of Ramadan, and especially because they want to be forgiven of Allah, and try to give in time sadaqat al-fitr. Muslims, Kiev Muslims, or in other cities, they stay at mosque for 10 days for itikaf, but some of them stay at home due to their study or work, so they can't stay all 10 days in mosque.